Hello guys, so this is the next video that I talked about in the previous video, and so first of all let's watch a video here.
So, how do you make sure that you know what the scariest thing in the world is? Do you know what the scariest thing in the world is?
What?
Not knowing how to invert a binary tree in a coding interview.
Okay, so this lady is telling us that not knowing how to invert a binary tree in a coding interview is the scariest thing in the world. Okay, so let's let's conquer our fear today. Cool. Yeah, so I will close this silly video, and so she said that we should know how to invert a binary tree in a coding interview. So let's see how we can invert a binary tree in a coding interview. So first of all, let's read the question. And I'm doing this question for the very first time, so I have no idea whether I will be able to do it correctly or not, or if I will get scared. Yeah, so let's try it. So invert a binary tree. So this is a binary tree and we need to invert it. So I'm not even reading the problem statement because see, by even like seeing the diagram uh, I can clearly like guess what is inversion. So it's just a complete flip of the binary tree. Like this was initially 2 7, now it becomes 7 2, and the very last row was 1 3 6 9, it becomes 9 6 3 1. It is totally opposite, 1 3 6 9 from the right side. So like thinking about in these terms whether to uh, change all the values from the left side or the right side, I think is not particularly that much correct. I think we can do it by that way also, but I think for that we will have to use some kind of queue or something. But that is why I talked about recursion in the last video, because just remember this fact: each and every tree question can be solved using recursion. Yeah, I said it. And you can write it down, and you can like file a case over me if you want, but if it is not correct. But each and every tree each and every tree question can be solved using recursion. This is what I have learned over all these years that I have been programming, and this is the fact. So let's try to think about how we will solve this question using recursion. Yeah, so I will clear the screen. hmm Yeah, you can forward the video, fast forward to some point till I clear the screen. Okay, so we need to invert a binary tree. Let's say we have a simple tree with only 3 nodes, and this is one way to think about recursion based problems. You can think about very easy subproblems or very easy simple problems, and then you can think about larger subproblems, because recursion is what it is: solving the simple problems and building up those problems, combining those problems using some kind of operator or something to form the bigger problem, right? To solve the bigger problem. So this is what regression is, and so it's better to think about the small subproblems that we can solve, and later how can we combine those problems. So combining those problems is kind of easy, because if we know how to solve the smaller subproblems, we can just recurse over some smaller constraints and solve those problems and then finally combine them. So let's try to solve this problem where we have one simple tree, one, and the left node is 2 and the right node is 3. Let's try to invert this tree. Okay, so inverting this tree would result in 3 and 2, right? So what we are doing is we are just flipping the right child and the left child. The left child becomes the right child and the right child becomes the right child. We are just swapping those two children. So this is how we solve it for a tree with only 3 nodes. Now how to solve it for a tree with greater than 3 nodes? Wow. Greater than, like, a tree with 5 nodes. Let's say we have this 4 5. How to solve it for this? So we know that, for example, if this is the tree, if we are just like observing one, we know that it has two trees, one on the left side and one on the right side, and we just need to like in the previous tree with only 3 nodes, we saw that we only need to flip the left child and the right child. So we know that this one is actually connected. It has one series of left children and a series of right children. So somehow we just need to swap them, right? But before swapping them, this uh, 2 and 3 are trees in themselves, right? So we need to solve the same problem for these subtrees. So this is the term that I will be using while solving tree problems: tree and subtree. What is a tree? The whole tree is a tree, and the subtree is just a smaller complete tree in that. Like, we can think of this too as an independent tree in itself, which has 0 nodes in this case. But this 3 has 2 nodes, right? Okay, so this 3 has 2 nodes, which are 4 and 5. So how we will solve this problem for this small tree with 3 nodes? We already did it, right, in the very last example. We just need to flip this. So this 4 becomes 5 and 5 becomes 4, right? So this becomes 5 and this becomes 4. The right becomes 4 and the left becomes 5. So this is how we solve it for this. And now after solving it for this subtree, after solving it for this subtree which has 3 as its root, and same for this subtree which has 2 as its root, we can flip them, right? Like, we can solve them for these subtrees. Like in this case we will be flipping it, so this will become 5 and this will become 4. And now after solving it for the smaller subtrees, after solving the smaller subproblems, we need to combine them. Now we need to just flip these 2 nodes. So it's kind of recursion and backtracking. We solve it for the smaller subtrees, we solve it for the 2 base subtree, the 3 subtree, and then while coming up, after we have solved for all the children, so in simple terms, just think about this: after we have solved the subproblems of all the children, you are a parent, right? You are a parent, you have many children. After you have solved the problems of all your children, and let's say you are a grandparent, like, this is the final example. Let's say you are a grandparent, you have some children and they have some children. Now, for example, you have some like, your children are fighting with each other and their children are also fighting with each other. So first of all, they will solve their problem like they will stop the fight between their children. So your grandchildren will stop fighting, and then you can resolve the fight between your children, right? Or yeah, so you can either do this, or you can first resolve the fight between your children and they can do between the grandchildren. But here with this approach, like, that is also one approach, that is top down approach. But the bottom up approach would be like solving everything from the base level, from the root level. First solve all the problems of our grandchildren, then solve all the problems of our children, and then somehow, by solving I mean actually solving the problems and then combining them to, like, solve the bigger problem. So so that was a silly example. I don't know why I made that example, but I just wanted to say is that what I wanted to say is that you go down the path, go down the path of every children, then you assume that you are the root, you make that child as the root node, you solve the problem of that child, and then while coming up you combine all those solutions. So that is what we are doing here. First we are flipping this subtree which has 3 as its root node, then we are flipping this subtree which has 2 as its root node. After the flip is done in these two, we are flipping these children as a whole. So we can think that these are the 2 children, and then we are just flipping them. So we can think that it becomes a simple case that we had in the previous example. So first solve for this, when this is flipped, then solve for this. So what will be the final answer? So finally it will become like 1, 3, 2, and 2 did not have any children. 3 had 2 children, 4 and 5, but we already flipped it. So now it became 5 and 4. So now this is the final answer that we have. So simply put, this is how we will solve it, and the code becomes very, very, very simple. So recursion is quite simple to think about. Like, yeah, it is quite simple to think about, but sometimes it becomes a little bit tough to code about. But yeah, but let's try to solve the problem here. So I will solve it in C++, and then we can see whether I can solve it in Golang or not, because I'm solving this for the first time, so I'm not sure whether I will be able to do it correctly in Golang or not. So here this is our function invert tree, which we need to solve, and what we are going to do is that we know we have only 2 children, left and right child. So we will just flip those two. So the right will become left and the left will become right. So we have a tree node, let's say temp, and this is the first tree node, and then not first but left. We are storing the left in a temporary variable, and then left becomes right. The left will now point to the right one, and the right will now point to the left one, which is held in the temporary variable, and it's done. But this is what we will do after we have resolved the fight between after we have resolved the problems of all our children. So first invert the tree of left side, solve the problems of the left child, totally invert the first totally invert the left child, and after that invert the right child, and after we have done that, only after we have done that, invert this. But I said that recursion is three things: solving the subproblems, then combining those subproblems, and also the base condition. So the base condition comes first. What happens if the root is null? What happens if we go to a child which has, and obviously the structure of the tree is that this 4 points to 2 and 7, and 7 contains 6 and 9. And what does 6 contain? It contains null and null. Like, it contains two null pointers, so it points to nothing and nothing. So what happens if something is nothing? If the root is a null pointer, then simply return. We don't have any business with that. If the root is null, we can't do anything, right? So this is the base condition, and after return from here, we cannot go any further, else it will keep going on, and our stack buffer will overflow, and we will get out of memory error or exception. And so this is the base condition from where we return. And now this is our main code. First do the inversion of the left child, left subtree, right subtree, and then totally swap the left and right child. And I'm trying to run the code, and we have some kind of error, and actually we need to return some kind of tree node. So I will return a null pointer. So when we are at null pointer, return a null pointer. Okay, so this code returns something actually. I thought that it did not return anything. So temp left, or instead of saying temp left, let us say that it is left only. So root left is this, root right is this. So currently we are at the root node. So let's say any node we are at currently, let's say the current node is called the root node. So how we will proceed from the root node? If the root node is null, return null pointer. If the root node is not null, then root left would be pointing to something. It is already pointing something which is the left node. So just call this recursive function on the left root node, and it will return the very left root node with the inverted tree, with the new inverted tree. And now this current left node will point to that inverted left node. The current right node would point to the inverted right node, and then just swap the inverted, just swap those new left node and the right node, and after that simply return the root. So I will just explain once more here because I don't think I explained it very well, and I will just explain here in the diagram once. Let's say we are at some node, and this is the root node. Simple. Now this root node points to some left node and some right node. Let's call it L and R. First this is L, and this is the entry point to L, and this is R, and this node is the entry point to R, the whole R subtree. This is the whole L subtree. So first call the where is the pointer? Yeah. So this is the root node and this is the root node, and first we will flip this whole left subtree. So just call this entry point. So just call this entry point with the recursive function, and it will flip everything and it will return this node. It will return the same left node, but the only difference is that now this node will have all the subtree of this node will be flipped. So this is kind of a new left node whose subtree is flipped. So do the same for this right node. So now we have to, this returns a right node and this returns a left node, and the subtree of this whole left node is flipped, the subtree of this whole right node is flipped. So these are kind of modified. So this new right node which was returned and this new left node which was returned are both flipped and modified. Now just swap them. So this is as simple as it can be. Okay, you just need to think about recursion. So let's try to run this code. Now we have some other error. Cannot initialize a variable of type tree node with an L value of type. Okay, what is left? We have no such thing as left. It is actually root left. Root left, root left, root right, and the root right. Okay, so this is accepted on the starting cases, and this is accepted. So we just proved
My
this.
name is Abhinandan Sarkar,
Oh,
and I serve as the academic
one more
director
ad.
for the program. With 1.5
Yeah.
Do you know what the scariest thing in the world is? Not knowing how to invert a binary tree in a coding interview.
Okay, now we know how to invert a binary tree in a coding interview or in any interview all over the world. Cool. And not only binary tree, but anything that is related to tree, we know that we can solve it by recursion. Just recurse on the left node, recurse on the right child node, and then somehow combine them. So this is how we solve any binary tree related problem using recursion. And yeah, I will just try it in Golang. So this is how I tried in C++, and I will try it in Golang. And the reason I did not try in Golang is because I have not dealt with any pointer related stuff in Golang till now. But okay, there's always a first time, and this is my first time, so let's try again. Let's try to do it in the very same way we try to do in C++. So okay, if so instead of null we have nil here. If root is equal to nil, return nil, and if this is the base condition, but if it is not so, then we have root. Oh, actually this is very kind of similar to C++ only. Let's say var temp start tree node is equal to this. Just for checking that it compiles, I'm returning nil for now. And okay, I'm yeah. Okay, I think yeah, this will do. It does automatic dereferencing. Okay, temp is declared and not used. Let's comment it out. I'm just checking whether this compiles or not and whether this is kind of correct or not. And okay, it's getting wrong answer, so at least it compiles, we know that. So this is the temp thing, and again root dot right is equal to temp, root dot left is equal to root dot right, and then root dot, actually it's right is equal to left and root dot left is equal to temp. So this is how we swap the nodes and we return the root. This is the new modified root, but before all doing everything, we just need to invert the tree, the left subtree, and invert the right subtree, but actually we assign it to this, we assign it to the current right node, and this is the modified node that is assigned to the current right node. This is the modified left node that is assigned to the current left node, and here we swap them and now run the code, and this is still a wrong answer. So that is why I said that I'm doubtful to some level. Okay, invert tree root dot left, invert tree root dot right, so this works, and when this is nil, return nil and return root. And this is the silliest thing that I've done in a while. I don't know why I did this. Here I'm taking the root left as temporary variable, and then root right is assigned root left, and then left is assigned temp. So I don't know why I wrote that extra line, out of confusion or something, but yeah, I think it should work now. And again it's wrong. Temp is equal to root dot left, right is equal to root dot left, root dot left is equal to temp. This should be correct, but I don't know why it's wrong. I think I almost did the same thing in C++. We have some value also, but I don't think it should matter. Actually, I think I'm the silliest guy on this planet. Yeah. So I'm taking the left node as the temporary variable, and then I don't know why I'm assigning the right node. Since I'm taking this as temporary, why am I taking this temporary in the first place? Because I know that it is going to be modified in the next turn. It is going to be modified to something else, and it's going to lose its original value. So that is why I'm storing the original value in some temporary variable. So now this left should actually point to right, and then right should point to temp, which is saved here in the beginning. So I don't know what happened to me, maybe some ghost or something, I don't know, but yeah. So now this should work and this should get accepted, I guess. And like always, the runtime is 0 millisecond in Golang. I don't know why, and the memory footprint is like almost 4 times lower as compared to C++. So this is the power of Golang, and you can see that runtime 0 faster than 100%. So this is the fastest possible solution we can have in Golang, and memory usage is also 2.2 MB, and this is the lowest amount of memory that is getting used. Yeah, so Golang is awesome. All I can say is that, yeah. So this is one question that we did today, and I think I will cover another question like from the same video, and we will see that in the next video. But yeah, so completed question, let's mark it, and VI completed. And this is the roadmap that I'm thinking maybe we can do this question later, but later, not now. And we just did invert binary tree, which is quite easy, and it was related to tree recursion. So yeah, so these are the number of questions that we have done till now, 4 medium and 3 easy. And I hope you guys are liking the video, and well, there's no way that I can ask you to like comment or do anything like that, because I'm making the videos before and I will publish them later. So I'm just trying to improve by my own accord, or yeah, let's see how well can I make these videos. And yeah, so thank you for watching these videos, and I will see you in the next one.